Yeah, and Hobbs' spokeswoman, Jocelyn Berry, she did abruptly resign after a tweet she posted shortly after that deadly shooting in Nashville. Now, critics claim the social media post had encouraged violence. Now, this is the tweet, a gift from an 80s movie of a woman holding two guns. Underneath it, Berry wrote, "Us when we see transphobes." The suspected mass shooter in Nashville was transgender and a former student at the school in that area. This afternoon, the governor attended a groundbreaking ceremony out at ASU West, but she left before speaking to reporters. However, the governor did release a statement earlier that read, "This administration holds mutual respect at the forefront of how we engage with one another." The post by the press secretary is not reflective of the values of this administration. The governor has received and accepted the resignation of the press secretary. And we're not even 100 days into her administration, and Hobbs has already seen some ups and downs. She's struggled to get some of her picks to lead key state agencies through the nominating process over in the Senate. Another one of her picks to run the Department of Child Safety was ousted because of mismanagement. Guys, we'll send it back into you.
Dennis, sometimes I think no matter which party a politician's in, it's easier if they just get out and answer the questions. Otherwise, you know, you're just going to keep asking the same question at all these events. And I know she walked away from you guys today. What is the thought about how the governor's handling this situation?
Yeah, I think at this point, the resignation at that point, from what I am hearing from the political folks I've been talking to on both aisles, they think that she handled it pretty well in doing that. They were telling me that they really felt that the governor had no real options on what to do next when it came to dealing with this press secretary. However, there are going to be some more follow-up questions for the governor. It'll be interesting to see how she handles those in the coming days and in the coming week or two, as again, there's still lots of questions that people want to ask the governor about this situation.
All right, Dennis, thanks.